Hi everybody, this is Anthony from Sunny Creates. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today I am going to show you how I made these four ephemera pieces out of one packet or brown paper packet. Okay, so there's the brown paper packet that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to show you what I did here in order to make these. So very quickly, this is a pocket that you're going to sew into your signature, and you are going to be able to tuck cards into it, journaling cards, journaling pages, for example, like that here, and on this side as well. Okay, so that's that. And then this one here is a multi-pocket. Okay, so multi-pocket place where you can actually add your tags, or you can add bits of ephemera for writing and stuff like that. And so for example, like that. And depending on how you want to glue this pocket down into your journal, it can be 3 pockets. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, but it's all up to you. So that's number 2. Number 3 was making a scrappy tag on this side with the bottom part of the paper bag. So not a scrappy tag, sorry, my mistake, a scrappy notebook on this side, and on this side we make a pocket or a tuck for our tag. And the last bit with the leftover pieces, we can make a ruffle that we can then place onto our page. So it's not very bulky. There are some beads on it, but actually it's not too bulky, so I think it will work well in terms of keeping the bulk down in the journal. And all of these items are no sew items. You can sew around it. For example, you can sew around the pocket, but not really, because if you're going to sew around the pocket, now that I think about it, you are going to lose the concertina effect of this. So you're not going to sew there, and you can kind of sew around here, but then I kept it simple. And here as well, I did not sew on it. I glued the ruffle pieces together. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that now. Okay, so let's get started. So here's my paper bag that I'm going to be using, and let me just give you some quick measurements on it. It's about 30 and about 33.5 centimeters long with the folds, but it doesn't really matter. And then it is 18 centimeters wide. 33.5 centimeters long and 18 centimeters wide. So what I'm going to do is, if you look at this, you've got the fold on this side, and then if you turn it over, there's no fold. So we want to look at the side that has the fold, and we are going to cut. There is a line over here for the fold. We are going to cut just a bit away from that line. Okay, so we're not going to cut into it. We're going to cut like a millimeter or 2 away from that line. Right, so and we are going to be patient. Oopsie. I think there's something wrong with my blade. I must actually check it out, because it's snagging on certain things. So you're going to get this part here, which is the bottom of the paper bag. Leave it to one side. I'm going to show you what we're going to be doing with that. So now you have the paper bag that looks like this, and here's your gusset on this side and on that side as well. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lay the paper bag out as flat as we can. Say for example like that. Okay, so I'm going to do this and I'll tell you why. There's nothing in particular. It's just that I got this little line over here where the paper bag actually, you know, gets glued together. Now, you might find thicker paper bags. I think I got this at a thrift store, if I'm not mistaken, and I just got a few of it. So I think I have some that are thicker, but I don't know the measurements of those ones. So you might have actually thicker paper bags, and I guess if you have thicker paper bags, there's one step in this that you, well, if you would like, you can do it. If you don't like, you don't have to do it. Okay, so now I just took out a sliver of that paper bag in order to open it up so that it looks like this now. Okay, so now my paper bag has a notch over here. I am not sure whether all have notches on them, but I'm going to work with that. Now, if you look on this here, you will see that that's the one gusset and that's the other one here. Okay, so what we're going to do is that for the first project, we want our pocket to be around this deep here, right? And then that part is going to fold over. Now, the length of your pockets, because it's going to be double, and the width of your pockets is going to be totally up to you, and your journal size is going to dictate the size of your pockets. Okay, I'm going to show you what I mean just now. So here's your gusset. Here's the lines. There's 3 lines here. Okay, I want you to cut on the very last line. So first line, second line, third line. Cut on the third line. Okay. And what I found is that the more pressure I use, the greater the chance of the paper bag snagging. And it could probably be my blade, or it could just be the fact that it is quite a thin paper bag. Either way, I've learned that that's not how I should do it. I shouldn't apply pressure. I should be as gentle as possible, and it does not really matter how many times I'm gonna have to cut, as long as I try to get a smoother cut. Right, so what did I do? Ignore that line, because that's the line I just made now by folding it. So you're going to take the end of your paper, and you are going to, there's your two panels here from your gusset. So you are going to line up the edge of this to the end of the second panel. I mean first panel, I lie, first panel. Okay, something like that. Right, excuse me. Then you're going to take this part and you're going to fold it over, something like that. Okay, right, and after you do that, you are going to then fold the paper bag lengthwise in half. So you've got something that looks like that. Okay, so that's what you have. Now what you're going to do is you're going to figure out how wide you want it, because the whole idea about this is that it's going to go into your journal when this journal gets done. Like that. Okay, like that. So you're going to have a pocket on this side, and then if you're going to have a pocket on this side. So what you want to actually look at in this whole thing is how long do you want your pocket. See, it meets the edge. But now remember that we want to put in some sort of tag or a piece of paper to journal in or whatever. So if we have that coming to the end over there, there's a chance that maybe the tag can stick out. Okay, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out a little bit on each side. So picture about 2 centimeters out. So my paper bag is going to end over there. Okay, so I'm going to do that on both sides, 2 centimeters out and 2 centimeters out on the other side. So I can expect my bag to end somewhere around there, and then I'm comfortable. Okay. So let's measure 2 centimeters. And let's move that out of the way and that out of the way. So, dear people, ladies and gents, I am going to be running my subscriber giveaway on Sunday. Okay, so I'm going to link the video below where you can find all the rules for the giveaway, and I do hope that you will participate in the event. Okay, right, so can you see that I've got it sitting as a double? I got it on the double. So if I take a 2 on this side, it naturally means I'm taking out a 2 on that side. And I apologize for the sniffing. It's just that it's really hot here, even at this part of the time in South Africa. So I put the aircon on because really there's no abating, morning, night, or whatever. It's summer here. And I think the aircon does cause me to sniffle because I am a chronic sinus sufferer as well. So it doesn't really help much. Yeah. So I apologize. This is how it is throughout the day, morning, night, or any time that I put that aircon on. So I can't even say because at night it's going to be better, or in the morning it's going to be worse. It's, yeah. Gosh, I really needed to sort my blade out. It's quite annoying. And I do have extra blades just to put it in. Doesn't normally be so fidgety. You know, they always say when you're on camera, nothing works. It's true. Okay, I'm going to keep this because I kind of have an idea for it. Let's see. Let's see what happens. All right, so here's your paper bag now that you've cut with your pockets. Now, it's up to you what you want to do with it at this point in time. Whether you want rounded edges on it or whether you want square edges on it. But I like the look of the rounded edges. So I'm going to take my dirty what's this, what you call it, trash can, and I'm going to see whether this is going to work. Yeah, so you know, I make t-shirts as well, so there you go. That's the part of the vinyl there that's sticking to it. Oops, oopsie. So let's see, let's say we want our pocket, our rounded part, to sit about I think 2.5 centimeters to 3. Let's try 3. Let's make a line for 2.5. Let's make a line for 3. Okay, and let's see how that turns out. 2.5. I lied, not 2.5, 2.5, and 3. So get your edge of your bucket and then make do with the flap. You know what I mean. Just line it up so that your bucket is kind of looking even. On the 3 on that side and the 3 on this side, which would take me somewhere around here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I think I'm comfortable with that. It's a bit off. It's a bit off here on this side. So I think maybe I'll move it a little bit more to this side. Yeah. So all you need to do is you make sure that your bucket is sitting as close to that 3 or 2.5 mark as possible. So in my case it was the 3. Can you see? There's a 3, but that was the edge of the bucket on that side and that side. So it's just lining it up so you have some idea at least how deep your pockets are going to be. So now you're going to cut then, but you're cutting it on the double, okay? All right, so you're cutting it on the double here. So you are guaranteed to have both the edges of both the pockets on either side to look the same. Now you could have folded it in half to get the center and then positioned your whatever you're going to be using to be able to get that sorted. But hey, you know what I say? Embrace the parts that don't go right. Embrace your mistakes. That's the word I'm looking for. So that's what we got now. We've got something that looks like that. Okay, but now that's not what we really want. What we really want is only part of the flap to show, like that. Okay, so we can slide something in and slide something in. So what we're going to do, and you're going to ask me, why have you not glued it as yet? And yeah, that's a very good question. But I found that if I don't glue it, it made it a bit simpler for me personally to be able to work with it. Okay, and I'm going to show you what I mean now, right? So all I did is I folded this side and this side in as much as I could. I folded that down there and I folded that down there as much as I could, bringing it in. Now why I did that was because what I'm going to do at this point, okay, is I'm going to flip this over to the inside to provide a little bit of reinforcement to the paper bag. So what am I doing? Okay, so I'm flipping it in that way. I'm flipping it in that way. So can you see? And if you want, you can flip this in as well, which will definitely make the paper bag look neater. So flip this in as well. Make sure that everything lines up, right? flip this in as well. And you notice I haven't yet glued anything down. There's a reason. Okay. Right. Can you see that? Okay, so they all seem to be lining up here and here in terms of the edges. So now what I'm going to do is that this needs to go into this, and this needs to go into that. Okay, like that. So you get something that looks neat and tidy, like that. Okay, all right, so let's do that quickly. So let me turn my trash can over and put the dirt in it, because that's where it's supposed to be, right? So so how many of you go quiet when you're crafting? Because I naturally tend to gravitate to that. Right, so you can see now on the side we are having a little bit of an issue with that, you know, bunching up over there when you put this in. Can you see that? Oh, it's now lying flat. Right, so let's sort that out quickly. Now here's the part that's going to be a little bit complicated. Okay, so actually let's glue this here down first. But before I glue that, I think I'm comfortable if I just take out a smidgen on this side as well, so it doesn't bulk up for some reason. See, I just cut out just a tiny bit over there, and now I need to put this in quickly, because remember I glued that. So that's it, and then just this tiny little part here that you glue. Now I know I could have glued it all together, but I found that to me it was a little bit cumbersome if I did it that way, and this way was the easiest for me to glue in properly. So ladies, gents, that's the very first part of the first project here. And how does it look? Ooh. Let's see. Let's add it here. Something like that. And let's pull out something from my bright pink box, which I never planned on doing. So I don't know whether it's going to fit. Yep, it's going to fit. Okay, so let's see. So now you can decorate it. And okay, so this is too long. Okay, so we need something like shorter, something like that. Let's see if I have anything here. Can't guarantee. Maybe something like that. Let's see if that's going to work for now. Yeah, so that's going to work. Something like that. Okay, so it can be longer up until there, but it depends on you what you want. Okay, so Just to give you an idea, this piece of random embossed paper is just 10.5 centimeters by 10.5. Okay, so if you're looking at something, you can go a little bit wider and a little bit longer if you want to, but yes, 10.5 by 10.5 seems okay. And then, you know, if you cut off the sides of the tags at an angle, yep, so that's cool like that. But I don't know, I might put something like that, and then I might just fold in a paper for journaling purposes. So that's your first project. And then we will go on to our second project. Okay, so sorry about that. Yeah, my phone was giving me some problems, dying on me, so I'm back now to continue with this. Sure. Looks like I cut myself. Okay. So right, this was the other part of the paper now. This part here, which was the front or the back, whichever one you want to call it, of the rest of the paper bag. And what we're going to do with this now is that we are going to make some pockets with it. And I think what I want to do firstly is that just in case you don't have a notch on your paper bag, let's try to remove that notch so that we're all on the same page. I think if we take out 2 centimeters there and 2 centimeters there, we should be fine. And then I go and lose my ruler. Oh, there's my ruler. So we're going to remove that notch first. So if you have the notch and you want to leave it there, that's fine. I'm just going to add another one later on. And also the reason why I take out the notch is because it is it's uneven. So now kind of works a bit better because we don't have to worry about centering that notch. Okay, so we're left with this. And we are going to try and get this to the center. But here, I'm thinking we can do it that way. That's fine. So we can keep the folds as they are, which won't be a bad idea. Or we can keep the one fold, and then the other one, we can make the pocket wider, which I think I might like better. Okay, so what did I do over here? These two panels, which were the gusset, I just folded them in, and then I folded this part of the paper to, well, approximately that much. So how many centimeters in is that to overlap? Looks like it's about 2 centimeters in to overlap. Okay, so you've got something like that now. And then what you're going to do, oh, my nose is itchy, is you are going to take your glue and add some glue to the side, not where the panels are, on the opposite side. And you're going to fold it like this, and you're going to bring it up. So it's very much the same technique that we used on the other side. Very much. It's not much in terms of it being different. Okay, and then all you're going to do now is you are going to make it a, you know, like how you get ephemera pockets. That's what you're going to do. So all you're going to do now is you're going to run a bead of glue or a line of glue on one of the sides, bearing in mind this side is open and that side is open. So on one of the folded parts, you're going to run a small line of glue. And then just give me a second. 1 second, I forgot to get this out. Back. Just needed to get a punch and a circle punch. This I think is, oops, sorry, 1.5 inch. So I'm just going to fold it in half and make a circle there. I mean a line, so that I can kind of eyeball what could be the middle. Am I even eyeballing right? I just want to do that again. That seems, that's right. Okay. And then I use my line on my punch over here to try and get that line in the middle. And there you have it. Now, how is this going to look in the journal? So this is how it's going to look in the journal. I'm going to put it down that way, and then you are going to be able to use this as pockets. Okay, but I will personally glue it down on 3 sides, and then I would then be able to still use it as a pocket with this pocket coming up a certain degree. Okay, but I will decorate it obviously before I put it into my journal. So that was number 2, to make that pocket, which was really, really simple. So we've managed to do 2 simple things already. Okay, and then the last one, what we're going to do, and I thought on this one I'd show you a decorated version of it so that you can have some idea of what you're going to be looking at doing. So I need a tag here. Let's say, for example, that was a tag. Oh, let's take a prettier one that we made in our other video. Sorry about the glare on the light. So this becomes a pocket. Yeah. Okay. So what we are going to do is that on this one here, we are going to, so this is what it looks like at the moment. Okay, so all we are going to do is that we are going to glue one side completely down, which we are going to then use to put the little scrappy notepad on, and then the other side we are going to leave opened in order to be able to fit the tag through. Can you see that? Okay. So how do we actually do that? So you can clean up your paper bag here, or you can take out just a small piece depending on how you cut your bag, so that they lie almost flat with each other. Okay. So let's do that. Where we are going to glue one side down completely, and then the other side we are going to use it. So how would you do this? So I look at it and say, which one is the larger side? And I think that's the larger side by a, I mean, it's almost the same, but yes. So now let's make that. Why? It's because you can see that the cardboard over here is a little bit, I mean, not the cardboard, the paper bag, it's not folded correctly. So let's make this one the area where we are going to put our scrappy notebook on. Okay, so which means that this one here must be glued down completely, and let me show you. So you get the two flaps on the side, and all you're going to do is you're going to take your glue and you are going to glue down those flaps, and you are also going to, once this is dry, you're going to go ahead, open it out, and then place your glue all around it. Okay, some like that. Right, so you've actually sealed that part down completely. Okay. Seal that part down completely now. And on this side where your tag is going to go, all you need to do here is pick up the flap and open your glue. Don't forget that, it's a must, because unless you can glue with your fingers can provide some glue, then you need to open your glue. Maybe if we craft for long enough, our fingers will have enough glue on them to be sticky enough. Okay, so let's see what we did again. This is the part we're going to add our scrappy notebook on, like here. So we glued this fold completely shut. This is the part we're going to have our tag in, like here. So all I've done here is I've glued up the two flaps on either side while still leaving the pocket open. Okay, and I'm not sure whether I should decorate this with you, because I'm trying to keep the video short. So I hope that you're going to try out these projects, ladies and gents. The idea here is that I think the main thing that you need to keep into consideration. Sure, that doesn't sound right. Keep in consideration, maybe, is the fact that you need to find a paper bag that's going to work for you. But I wanted to tell you something, okay? Yeah, so you need to find a paper bag that's going to work for you, okay? That's number one. Then number two, you need to find, you need to determine the size of what you would like it to be. Okay, so for example, how wide, how long must yours be? And that you, as I mentioned, your journal is going to dictate those dimensions to you. Okay. We had these little pieces left over. That was one. These were from where I cut the notches out, and this one was there. So why not make some ruffles? And they're perfect for ruffles if I think about it, because they're thin and they will work. Okay, confession, I can't make ruffles to save my life. Okay, I don't know, just don't get the folds right. But here you go. So I had to take some glue. And you can run it through your sewing machine as well. Just want to show you quickly. I don't want to run it through my sewing machine now. So here we go. 4 projects, if you want to call this a project, out of 1 paper bag. And I think I like them. I think they will work perfectly. There's the 4 projects, okay, undecorated, but you can imagine what I mean. So let's see again how they go into the books. Here we go, that way, and then you can put a tag in it. I don't have a thin tag out at the moment, I mean a short tag, so but there you are, right? And then it will close like that. So remember, a shorter tag will work better. And then on this side you have the very same thing on this side, and it will get sewn into your sewn in with your signatures into your spine. Okay, so that's number 1, and then you can decorate it on this side and decorate it on that side. Okay, and then number 2, let's say for example I want to put it here. I can put it there and it becomes a tag holder, tag holder plus a scrappy notebook. And if you glue it on three sides, it becomes another tag holder there, or on the top if you want to glue it that way. Okay, so it can double up as a pocket. Okay, and then the last one, well, let's say for example your ephemera holder or your extra journaling space, you glue this down. You can also glue it down on three sides. Becomes a pocket in the front, a pocket over here, and a pocket over here. So this is, I mean, you know, it's really nothing new at all. And then if you decorate it, I can still say, let's put something small over here and make it a pocket over here as well. I might do that. And then the last one is the very weird ruffle. But hey, look, it fits on the page. Maybe I'll decorate it and use it. Okay, so ladies and gents, I hope you liked that. And if you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. Please consider putting, writing some comments of what you thought about it. And comments don't only have to be that you like the video. Comments could even be suggestions. Why didn't you try this the next time round? I made this with the paper bags, whatever. Comments can be constructive, okay, meaning that you can give me suggestions on how to do something better as well. And I think I said this to you before, and I'm not sure if you watched my previous video, but every comment and every interaction that you have with my channel, it actually helps me to grow. I'm very new with this, and it's just me coming through with ideas. They're not new, they're out there. They've been used before, they've been shown before, but it's just while I'm doing my junk journal that I'm doing some tutorials on it as well. And if you aren't a subscriber as yet, please consider subscribing. It would make me very happy, and I'm hoping that it would make you happy to see content that I create. And also remember, we're going to be drawing for our 100 subscriber giveaway. So if you aren't a subscriber as yet, I'm going to link the video for the 100 subscriber, which gives you all the information, as I mentioned earlier on in this video, to set out the criteria that you need to have in place in order to qualify for the subscriber giveaway. Also consider joining my Facebook group. It's called Sunny Creates Junk Journals, and I put freebies out there, not as often as I want to, but as often as I can. And we share our creations. It doesn't have to relate to this year particularly. It can relate to anything that you have junk journal mind. We put out tutorials on it, and we encourage each other's creations. And also I will leave a link to my Etsy store. I am running a special on my Etsy store for the month of February. So please go and check out my Etsy store. I have a few kits in it at the moment. And also the price for the 100 subscriber giveaway is a digital kit from my Etsy store. So go and have a look. You might never know, you could be the winner of it. And then at least you have some idea as to what is available there for you to be able to win. Bye bye, ladies. Thank you. And gents, sorry. Bye bye, ladies and gents, and take care. Have a blessed day from Santini at Sunny Creates.